What's good, Washington fans? So we got a game on Sunday against the Chiefs. If you have not heard, the Washington football team did announce that they will be doing the jersey retiring for Sean Taylor. I know a lot of fans are upset, and I totally understand why. To announce that 3 days before the game is definitely very short notice, and there are going to be a lot of Chiefs fans there. We are dead last in attendance in the home stadium in across the NFL. We're dead last. So there's going to be a lot of Chiefs fans in there. If they would have, they definitely botched this. If they would have told fans, which you're supposed to do when they announced the Bobby Mitchell Ring of Honor ceremony against the Giants, they announced that before the season started. You look at other teams. I think the Giants did a ceremony where they retired somebody's number. I can't remember. I don't know if it was Lawrence Taylor, whoever. I think it was against the Falcons earlier this year. I can't remember which player they did, but you're supposed to announce things like that before the season starts. So I know a lot of fans would have changed their plans. It would have made this game an important game, and a lot of fans would have showed up. We could have had a packed house. We could have had a packed house full of Washington fans instead of seeing a whole bunch of Chiefs fans jerseys, because that's what it's going to be. Last week at the Saints game, they were chanting defense on third down and cheering for touchdowns. And it's probably going to be the same thing on Sunday against the Chiefs, which is very unfortunate because it's supposed to be a game. And it's our homecoming game. We're the only NFL team that has a homecoming, like a college or a high school, or they call it the alumni game now. But, you know, it's just they botched it. They botched it. And, of course, all the email stuff going on, I'm not going to get into that. I don't know. I'm not going to, say it's a cover-up to distract people from it, because it makes it even worse. And now it's even making it even bigger, in my opinion, because now people are saying that they're announcing the Sean Taylor retirement because of the emails. When Sean Taylor's day or ceremony or retiring his jersey, it should just be about Sean. It should not be about anybody else. We shouldn't be thinking about Dan or anybody else. We should just be paying our respect to Sean Taylor, the scoop and score, all the great plays that he had, scaring Terrell Owens, scaring Chad Ochocinco, for coming out, scaring Randy Moss. Every receiver had fear. Freddie Mitchell from the Eagles, all those guys had alligator arms coming across the field on a slant route. All those guys got scared. We remember Sean hitting the punter, scoop and score against the Eagles for the touchdown. So all those great moments, that's what we should be focusing on. Rest in peace to Sean Taylor, man. Heck of a player for the Washington at the time. Redskins at that time. Hell of a player, man. So Hall of Famer. Or, if he would have stayed alive, I think he was on pace to be a Hall of Famer for the Washington football team, to be honest with you. Made the Pro Bowl, was a great player. His speed, his sideline speed was just remarkable. I mean, the guy could close in and get a pick. He'd be on one side of the field. You see him just running over, putting fear in other guys. I mean, him playing with no gloves, all the little tape on his finger. I mean, so many members with Sean Taylor. I hope his family, enjoys the ceremony. It's supposed to be a good thing. It's supposed to be a positive thing, retiring his jersey. And that's what matters the most right now. So it's unfortunate that they did announce this 3 days before. And, I could go on and on about this, but I'm not going to make the preview video about that. But it's unfortunate. It is what it is. It's unfortunate. So let's move on to the game as we always do. We're going to go over the injury report. I'm going to pull up the injury report real quick. The Chiefs, they do have some guys that are banged up. Tyreek Hill was banged up in the game that they lost to the Bills, where they got blown out. They got blown out. They lost by at least 2 scores on Sunday Night Football. So let's look at the injury report. We're gonna, as we always do, injury report, key matchups, and keys to the game, and then I'll keys to victory, and then I'll do my score prediction at the end of the game. So our injury report is pretty long. Their injury report is pretty long too, as well. Anthony Hitchens, their linebacker, did not participate. He has a knee injury. Jerron Reed, actually, he did practice today, from what I heard. Let me see, because I just saw a tweet from one of their beat reporters. He said Anthony Hitchens is the lone player from yesterday's group that will participate in today's practice, so he is going to participate. Jaron Reed, who missed yesterday for personal reasons, is also back and expected to practice. All the other guys did not participate. So Tyreek Hill did not participate with a quad injury. Charvarius Ward, their cornerback, with a back injury, did not participate in practice. Chris Jones with a wrist injury did not participate. Their defensive end, Joe Tooney, broke his hand in the Bills game, did not participate. Lucas Niang, full participant, and Chris Lamons, full participant. On our side, now they listed Curtis Samuel with a knee injury. So his knee and a groin injury, did not participate today. I personally, I don't expect Curtis Samuel to play. What I do feel what's going to happen with Curtis Samuel, he might just be put on injury reserve. We'll see. I'm not going to speculate or anything like that. Sam Cosmi did not participate in practice today. So we'll see what happens with that. Antonio Gibson was limited in practice, so that's a good sign. James Smith-Williams limited, Cole Holcomb limited, De'Ami Brown limited, so that's a good sign for him. And let me see, there were some other updates. Sam Cosmi did not participate. Jared Norris, linebacker. Brandon Sheriff is not going to play. Cam Sims did not participate in today's practice either. Sammy Reyes did not participate with a back injury. We'll see if he plays. John Allen was limited. I expect John Allen to play. Cole Hogan, I expect those guys to play. And like I said, Antonio Gibson with the shin stress fracture was limited, but I do expect him to play. So let's look at some numbers real quick before we get into some of the key matchups. Both defenses are trash. We know our defense is trash. We know their defense is trash. They've been awful. You look at Tyrann Mathieu, has his hands in the air every time they throw a deep pass. Somebody's wide open. He's yelling at Daniel Sorensen, who's one of the worst safeties in the league. He is the worst safety rated by Pro Football Focus. He has missed 12 tackles on the season. That is he leads the team. He leads the league in missed tackles, and he gets lost in the sauce and coverage a lot. So this is a game where I'm not gonna say actually, because our offense is pretty. I think we're like ranked 12th in offensive yardage per game. Our offense has been good. We just shoot ourselves in the foot. Heineke sometimes with the you only live once throws and you know the limited arm strength. And we have a solid run game. We just got to run the ball more. We cannot be down 7-0, 14-0, which definitely could happen against the Chiefs. We cannot start off down. We have to have a fast start. That is one of my keys, and I'll talk about that a little bit more later. But we have to start fast. We cannot have Heineke going out there trying to be a hero, playing hero ball like he did against the Saints, where he's moving around, holding onto the ball in our own red zone, and he throws an interception, or he's trying to force a pass to Curtis Samuel. He's just too late trying to play hero ball. So we cannot start off down. Both defenses are trash. They're really bad. Kansas City is dead last in opponents' points per game allowed. They're giving up 32.6 points per game. We're giving up 31 points per game, so we're awful as well. Rush yards allowed per game, they're ranked 29th, giving up 141. We're ranked 18th. Rush yards per carry allowed, they're ranked 30th with 5.2 yards per carry allowed. Third down defense, we're ranked 31st. They're ranked 24th. They're pretty darn bad as well. Pass yards allowed per game, they're ranked 28th. We're ranked 27th. They give up 296 points. Pass yards per game allowed. Yards per pass attempt allowed, they're ranked 30th with 8.9. We're ranked 22nd. Total yards allowed per game, they're ranked 30th with 437.4 yards per allowed per game. They're ranked 32nd in sacks, so they don't really get to the quarterback a lot. Chris Jones has been injured. Frank Clark has not lived up to expectations for them. Jaron Reed has not lived up to expectations for the Chiefs either. And they gave up a 109.6 quarterback rating allowed, which is bottom 5 in the league as well. So their defense is putrid. Jalen Hurts had a good game against them. Josh Allen had a great game against them. Justin Herbert had a solid game against them. Everybody they played against has had a good game against the Chiefs defense. So this could be a bounce back game for Taylor Heineke. Just like our defense, Matt Ryan was struggling, Jameis Winston was struggling. Next thing you know, they play against the Washington football team. They look like they're all pro Hall of Fame quarterbacks out there. So that's how bad this Chiefs defense and our defense has been so far. Got to run the ball with Antonio Gibson. So let's look at some key matchups here. And also the turnover battles will be huge. They lead the league. They're tied with the Jaguars for 11 turnovers so far through 5 games. So they do cough the ball. And Pat Mahomes has been throwing interceptions. And the thing is, if we were a decent team, the Chiefs are 2-3, we're 2-3. This is the most beatable the Chiefs have been since Pat Mahomes has been their starting quarterback. Ever since he started, they've been elite. They went to the AFC Championship, then they won the Super Bowl, then they lost in the Super Bowl last year. This is the most beatable the Chiefs have been. If we were just a middle of the pack team, I'd be like, hey, we're going to win this game. It's a home game. It's a homecoming game. We're juiced up. Maybe the fans are going to be there and get hyped and get lit. Heineke can have a bounce back game. We should run the football with Antonio Gibson. But I don't have any faith in this defense and the decision making by Ron Rivera and by Jack Del Rio at all. So I just don't think we have a strong chance of winning this game at all. But key matchups for me is, of course, William Jackson III versus Tyreek Hill. If he does play, William Jackson has been very underwhelming. Now, they don't have studs or number one. Tyreek Hill is definitely a number one wide receiver. But after that, McCole Hardman, he's okay. Not great. Demarcus Robinson, he's okay. They do have Josh Gordon. Josh Gordon might be an X factor, a guy who is super fast, super strong. Byron Pringle is okay. He drops the ball here and there. But Josh Gordon is somebody who, Cordarrelle Patterson had a hell of a game. Darius Slayton had a good game against us. Who else? Last week, freaking Deontay Smith and Marquez Callaway. I could clearly see Josh Gordon having a heck of a game because I could just see him lined up in the slot. Landon Collins is right here on top of him, and Josh Gordon just runs right past him. Bobby McCain and what's his name? Landon Collins just look at each other like this with their hands up in the air, and it's an easy 70-yard touchdown on a 3rd and 15. I could clearly see that happening. Travis Kelce, of course, versus our linebackers. That's a huge matchup. I don't see us stopping Travis Kelce, to be honest. I just don't see it happening. Tyreek Hill versus William Jackson. Man, William Jackson, you got to show up, man. I know they're not using him to the best of his abilities, putting him in soft zone coverage where he's a press man guy. So that's just a matchup to look for. Terry McLaurin versus L'Jarius Sneed is a matchup to look for. I think Terry should win that matchup. I think Terry should have a good game. I see him going for 100 yards in this game. Also, Chase Young versus Orlando Brown, who is a stud left tackle. And their right tackle, Lucas Niang, he has been struggling so far this year. He is still young. Montez Sweat, Chase Young against those guys. They should be able to take advantage of that matchup. We'll see, but they should win that matchup, in my opinion. Their offensive line is legit. Like I said, Joe Tooney, we'll see if he plays. He's a legitimate left guard in the league. Offensively, Sam Cosmi versus Chris Jones or Fred Clark, if they interchange sides, that will be a good matchup for him. I think he should win those matchups. Those guys have not been dominant so far this year, but let's see what happens. Our offensive line has been really, really good. They've been one of the lone bright spots on the team this year. Their run block win rate were ranked top in the NFL as a unit. So offensive line have a lot of confidence in. Their linebackers, they do struggle. Nick Bolton is pretty, he's not the fastest guy in the world. Anthony Hitchens is not the fastest guy in the world either. So the tight ends, they should. Ricky Seals-Jones, I'm expecting him to have a solid game. I'm expecting Ricky Seals-Jones to have a big game. I'm expecting Terry McLaurin to have a big game. And I got DeAndre Carter balling out too. I think Adam Humphries, and I see this being a breakout game for De'Ami Brown. I think all our wide receivers should have a good game against this Saints defense. They play a lot of zone, a lot of soft zone. So this should be a bounce back game for Taylor Heinicke. So those are my key matchups. We'll get the keys to victory here. We got to win the turnover battle. Have to win the turnover battle. We did not win it last week, or we might have been tied, but we had 2 back-breaking interceptions by Taylor Heinicke. He has to dial it in, relax, use his legs. And then, of course, I forgot the storyline. Of course, Andy Reid. Ron Rivera was a linebackers coach under Andy Reid in Philly, so that they're going to be talking a lot about that on TV. And then also, Kendall Fuller did play for the Chiefs when they did win the Super Bowl. So, of course, that will be a storyline as well. So those are the only really big storylines. And, of course, the Sean Taylor jersey retirement at the game. I think I went to that Bills game that was when Sean Taylor passed. I really think I went because I think I still have a towel from that game. They are going to be giving out towels again. I forgot to say that in the beginning. But, yeah, so keys to victory for me. Got to win the turnover battle. Got to win the turnover battle. Simple, easier said than done. Easier said, no fumbles. We cannot give Pat Mahomes a chance. We cannot turn the ball over in the red zone, in our own red zone. We cannot give him more opportunities. Have to keep the ball, protect the football. Communication. We've been terrible at communication. I've seen Bobby McCain, Landon Collins, every time with their hands up in the air looking around. William Jackson doing the same thing. Somebody just runs right by them. Communication has to be better. Tackling. Have to wrap up. Tyreek Hill. All these guys are fast. Kelsey, he breaks a lot of tackles. Got to wrap him in tackle. Bobby McCain was awful tackling last week. Landon Collins was bad tackling. Alvin Kamara, Taysom Hill, stiff arms, all kinds of stuff. Guys were just running right through them and getting through them. It's inexcusable. Landon Collins, he's supposed to be a tackler. Red zone defense, bend don't break. I'm not saying, we gotta limit the big plays as well. Red zone defense and limiting big plays. We cannot let guys run right by us. I'd rather them, methodically get down the field and be like last year. We were a bend don't break defense at times. Our red zone defense was elite, and that is last year against different quarterbacks. But at the same time, if we can just stop them to a field goal, I think that would be huge. Start fast. Another key is start fast. First drive of the game, I think we should score on this Chiefs defense. First drive of the game, let's hold Pat Mahomes to a field goal. Let's start from somewhere. I'm not gonna say we're gonna shut down and stop Pat Mahomes from scoring on that first drive, but at least hold them to a field goal. Thirdly, I already said tackle, turnover battle, run the football and commit to the run. They cannot stop the run to save their lives. They cannot stop the run. We got to commit to the run. We have not had one game so far where we really have committed to the run. Maybe the Chargers game, and that's about it because it was a close back and forth game. We weren't down by 2 scores. But Antonio Gibson, give the ball to Gibson, give the ball to McKissick, give the ball to Jared Patterson. Let these guys eat on the ground. Our Sam Cosmi is a physical run blocker. Charles Leno is a physical run blocker. Let Antonio Gibson eat, man. Give him the football. Give Patterson the football. Let Jada McKissick get involved as well. Target the middle of the field. Ricky Seals-Jones should get involved a lot. Jada McKissick should get involved a lot. Get Antonio Gibson involved in the passing game. Get these guys involved in the passing game. Adam Humphries has to step up. Target Terry McLaurin a lot in this game. And Taylor Heineke has to get the ball out quick. No more of this running around, waiting, and then throwing the ball too late. And if you have a run lane, go and just run it. Just run it and get that first down. Don't hesitate. Just run and get that first down, man. So, and we cannot afford, fourth down is going to be important. Once again, Ron Rivera, decision-making. And another key for me is benching guys. If guys are not playing, we need to activate Jeremy Reeves. We need to bump up DeShazier Everett. Jamin Davis needs to play more. Ben St. Juste needs to play more. The young guys, the youth movement, Khalil Hudson, these guys need to play more. And that's a huge key for me. These guys need to play more. Give more playing time to the young guys. These older guys, Landon Collins not playing well. Bobby McCain's not playing well. Please move Kendall Fuller to free safety. I think that would be better. Let Ben St. Juste play on the other side and let William Jackson play on the other side. And then maybe you could put Bobby McCain in the slot. We'll see about that. So Jason Wright just apologized for the Washington football team scheduling. I just got a notification about that. Pass rush. Chase Young's got to step up. Montez got to step up. Deron, John Allen, Matt Ioannidis, Tim Settle. All these guys need to step up. Defense has to step up big time. So I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Turnover battle. No holding penalties, no false starts at home. I understand, it's probably going to feel like a road game atmosphere there. We'll see. But, those are my keys to victory right there. I'm not, in this, we're 6.5 underdogs in this game. I really feel like if we were just a decent team, this would be a winnable game. But I just don't have much faith in this team. I do think offensively we're going to be fine, but defensively is what really, really, really concerns me. I do think Taylor Heineke's going to have a bounce-back game here. I think Terry McLaurin's going to have a big game. I think Antonio Gibson's going to have a good game. I got him having over 100 yards rushing, and I still think we're capable of losing just because of how good Pat Mahomes is and just how bad our defense has been. Third down defense has been awful. It's been putrid. So, my prediction for this game, I have it being 38-30. I think we're going to be down 38-23. We're going to score a touchdown. We're going to throw the ball to Ricky Seals-Jones for a touchdown. And then we're going to try an onside kick, and we're not going to get it, and that's how the game ends. So it is going to be somewhat respectable, 38-30. We're not going to cover the spread, so we're going to lose by 8 points. The spread right now is 6.5. So I have us losing 38-30. I think Pat Mahomes is going to go crazy. It's going to be a shootout. It's going to be a fun game to watch just because offensively, it's going to be a lot of going back and forth. You watch the Eagles game. The Eagles had opportunities to beat the Chiefs as well. So, but that's what I got, man. They're going to be chucking the ball downfield. They're going to try it. They're going to get the ball to Travis Kelce. They're going to get the ball to Tyreek Hill. They're going to get the ball out there. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is not playing either. So they got a lot of guys out. They have a lot of guys out. And it's still not really going to affect the game a lot. We'll see. Unless Tyreek Hill does not play, and I still feel like some of their backups would come in and kill us, just like those Saints guys did. So, all right, you guys, let me know what you guys think, man. Please put your score prediction down below, and hail to the football team. Peace.